Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today it's a little bit special. I decided to share with you a makeover in my backyard. That's not an area that I like to show because it's really not the best setup. I live in a rental and there is no separation, for example, at all between each backyard. The buildings are old and there's not much I can do about it since I'm just renting, but I decided that I'll finally try to do something cute and cozy and to work with the space that was given to me, and maybe that can help you too if you're in the same situation that I am. So I started by removing the table I had. We don't really use it, and I wanted to have a patio set where you can relax and chill with family or friends more than just a little table. And for this video, I had the opportunity to do a partnership with Costway. They've been really nice to send me a set that I could try and share with you if I liked it. And I'm really glad with the final result. So here we are, building and setting it up together. So I chose a set of 4 pieces, 1 bench, a coffee table, and 2 chairs. And it's pretty easy to mount. Of course, since I did it alone, it still took some time because I'm not super fast, but it's easy to follow step by step. It comes with some cushions for the seats and the back, and you can choose between several colors, and I took the beige/brown color. For now, I'm just building the different parts. I won't set it up right away because I want to do first a DIY that could be messy, so I didn't want to damage the patio set. But stay with me to see later how I set it up nicely, and I'll share with you a code also for if you're interested to use on their website. So now that each piece is ready, I decided to do a rental-friendly string light pole using a planter. I already did one last spring following a DIY I found on Pinterest, and it worked really great. I never had problem with the pole tipping over, even with the strong winds in Kansas. So I decided to do a second one. So first, I tried to find a planter similar to what I bought last year, and I got an electrical metallic conduit from Home Depot. Since it's 10 feet long, I asked my husband to cut 2 feet off so it will match the other pole that is 8 feet long. We also got some concrete mix and a concrete block. When I did the first pole last year, I read a lot of comments about people having their planter tipping over, so I tried to put as much weight as I could, and like I mentioned, it worked pretty well that way. Never had a problem in a year, so I followed the exact same process for this one. So I'm not sure if I really need to use a concrete block, but since it worked, I did the same. So first we put the block in the center of the planter and placed the pole inside the block, bracing it in one of the corners to help it set straight. And then we mixed the concrete with water, used a level on the pole to guide us, and then some tape to secure it and hold it in place. We let it sit for about an hour, and then we did the same process in the rest of the planter. And this time we let it sit for the whole night. We didn't touch it until the next morning. Then the next morning we added a cap on top of the pole, and we used a drill to do a hole in the pole to add an eye bolt. That's where we're gonna attach the string lights to. I'll put the links in the description box of all the products that I'm using with the right size so you can easily find it. And then I used some black spray paint in a gloss finish and applied it all over the pole using gloves and a mask because it's messy and safety first. When I was done, my husband did some holes in the planter for drainage, so then the excess water, instead of staying in there, you will have room to go out. So while I was waiting for the paint to dry on the new pole, I started to plant flowers on the other planter, the one I already had from last year. I got a bunch of flowers and plants from Home Depot to use in these planters. And later on, I moved the planters to where I want them to be. So on each corner of the terrace, and in the new planter, when the paint was dry, I added a good layer of rocks for the drainage of the water, and on top of that, some soil. And then I planted flowers like on the other one. Alright, so now that both of the planters are ready, I started to hang the string lights. I think I got an 80 feet long with shatterproof light bulbs, and I wanted them to cross on top of her head, so I hung them like in a X shape. So now that the hard part is done, we can jump into my favorite part, which is to set everything up and decorate. Since we have the wood ramp on the terrace that takes a lot of place, I decided to put the chairs in front of the bench, which is a nice setting when you have people over. And like I mentioned before, it comes with some beige cushions. I realized later on that I didn't place the first one correctly. The zipper part should be hidden, but it's okay. I fixed it later, but I was already done filming, of course, so... And then I also added some black and white outdoor pillows from Amazon. It comes in a set of 4 pillows. Well, actually it's pillow covers. You also need to get some inserts to go with it. And right next to the bench, I'm using this planter from the Studio Maggie collection at Target. And I put in it this beautiful plant. I think it's some kind of roses, I'm not sure, but it's super pretty. And I'm also adding this cute little outdoor lantern that I found at Aldi. I thought that would bring some extra coziness to have a little candle at night, and it was just $12, so totally worth it. So now on the table, I decided to put my vase from Kohl that I love so much. You guys have seen me using it a couple of times already, and I paired it with these beautiful stems from Hobby Lobby, also one of my favorites. Then, since we're outside, I got a citronella candle to keep the bugs and mosquitoes away, and I found it on Amazon. I really liked the lid that comes with it. Then I took a side table that I had for a long time and added it on the other side of the door because this area looks really blank with just dead branches. So I wanted to also add a plant over there. So if you're interested in this patio set, I'm gonna put the link down below in the description box, and if you use the code that I'll write down for you, you can have 10% off store-wide. So be sure to check it out. They have tons of outdoor furnitures. And that's it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you very soon. Have a great rest of your day.